Hello, welcome back to Systematics Symphony of Species. In this video, we are going to talk about two species concepts including genetic species concept and cohesion species concept. History. The genetic species concept emphasizes the genetic distinctiveness and evolutionary history of populations as the basis for defining species. The concept has evolved with advancements in molecular biology and genetic analysis. Contributors. While the genetic species concept doesn't have a single proponent, it is influenced by the work of various geneticists, evolutionary biologists, and researchers who have contributed to the understanding of genetic diversity and speciation. Notable contributors include Theodosius Dobzhansky, Ernst Mayr, and later researchers who developed molecular techniques for genetic analysis. Idea and philosophy. The genetic species concept proposes that species are groups of individuals that share a common evolutionary history and are genetically distinct from other groups. It places a strong emphasis on molecular and genetic data to delineate species boundaries, considering the unique genetic characteristics that define a particular lineage. Applications. Molecular systematics. The concept is widely applied in molecular systematics to analyze DNA sequences and infer phylogenetic relationships among different populations and species. Conservation genetics. In conservation biology, the genetic species concept is used to identify and prioritize populations with unique genetic diversity, aiding in the development of effective conservation strategies. Pros. Objective criteria. Genetic data provide an objective and quantifiable basis for species delimitation, reducing subjectivity in defining species boundaries. Resolution of cryptic species. Genetic analysis can reveal hidden or cryptic species that may be morphologically similar but genetically distinct. Cons. Hybridization and introgression. In cases of hybridization and introgression between closely related species, defining species boundaries based solely on genetic data can be challenging. Lack of ecological information. The genetic species concept may lack information about the ecological roles and adaptations of species, as it primarily focuses on genetic data. Examples. DNA barcoding. DNA barcoding, which involves sequencing a standardized region of the genome, is a common application of the genetic species concept. For example, the Barcode of Life project uses mitochondrial DNA sequences to identify and catalog species based on genetic differences. Phylogenetic studies. Genetic analyses of DNA sequences, such as those of mitochondrial or nuclear genes, are frequently used to reconstruct phylogenetic trees, revealing the evolutionary relationships among different populations and species. In summary, the genetic species concept emphasizes the importance of genetic distinctiveness and shared evolutionary history in defining species. It is particularly powerful in the era of molecular biology, allowing researchers to uncover hidden biodiversity and make informed decisions in fields such as systematics and conservation biology. However, it is essential to consider other criteria alongside genetic data for a comprehensive understanding of species. The cohesion species concept, as formulated by John Templeton, emphasizes the importance of evolutionary forces such as gene flow, genetic drift, and natural selection in defining a species. According to this concept, a cohesion species is considered an evolutionary lineage that serves as the arena of action of basic microevolutionary forces. Key components. Evolutionary lineage. The concept centers around the idea of an evolutionary lineage, emphasizing the historical continuity of populations over time. Microevolutionary forces. Basic microevolutionary forces include gene flow, when applicable, genetic drift, and natural selection. These forces play a fundamental role in shaping the genetic characteristics of populations. Microevolutionary forces. Gene flow. The movement of genetic material between populations, which can homogenize genetic diversity or introduce new variants. Genetic drift. Random fluctuations in allele frequencies due to chance events, which can lead to changes in genetic composition over time, particularly in small populations. Natural selection. The process by which certain traits confer advantages, leading to their increased frequency in a population over generations. Applications. Microevolutionary studies. The concept is particularly relevant in studies that focus on microevolutionary processes within populations, including gene flow, genetic drift, and natural selection. Population genetics. The cohesion species concept is applied in population genetics to understand the dynamics of evolutionary forces shaping genetic variation within and among populations. Pros. Microevolutionary focus. the concept provides a framework for understanding species in the context of microevolutionary processes, offering insights into the forces that shape genetic diversity within populations. Integration of evolutionary mechanisms. By highlighting gene flow, genetic drift, and natural selection, the concept integrates key evolutionary mechanisms into the definition of a species. Cons. Challenges in practical application. Determining the boundaries of evolutionary lineages and assessing the action of microevolutionary forces in real-world populations can be challenging. Potential overemphasis on genetic aspects. The emphasis on genetic factors may not fully capture the ecological or phenotypic diversity that could be important in certain contexts. In summary, the cohesion species concept emphasizes the evolutionary lineage of populations and the fundamental role of microevolutionary forces in shaping genetic diversity within those populations. It provides a perspective that integrates genetic considerations into the definition of a species, offering insights into the ongoing evolutionary processes within populations over time.